Welcome to the Intermediate Photoshop course, which is being presented online. What we're going to do today is we're going to review some significant tools in Photoshop. The first thing is going through the clone stamp and a pattern stamp tool. Let's get started. I'm going to go to Photoshop. We're going to start on this image ASBOLD3.jpg, and we're going to go to Photoshop, and we're going to start with this image called ASBOLD3.jpg, which will be available to you in your folder. And the first thing we want to do is work with the clone stamp tool. So we're going to go over. We're going to find the clone stamp tool. There's two tools in that place. There's the clone stamp and the pattern stamp. The clone stamp, think of the clone stamp as a tool that allows you to move image pixels from one location to another. And I can do two things with this. I can use this to obfuscate or to duplicate image pixels. So I'm going to grab that clone stamp tool. And one of the first things I want you to get used to doing is using your brush to change the size of the clone stamp tool so you don't have to keep going up to the brush menu. So if I use my left and right square bracket keys, my right square bracket key makes the brush bigger, my left square bracket key makes my brush smaller. Remember, I can zoom in and out with Control plus to zoom in, Control minus to zoom out, and Control 0 to fit on screen. And when you're using the clone stamp tool, it's source and destination. You pick a source point and you alt click. So you hold on the alt key, you left click with the left mouse button, and then you let go of the alt key. So one of the things that people do is they forget to let go of that mouse button. You hold on the alt key, you left click, that's click and let go of the left mouse button, then you let go of the keyboard. So I've picked a source point, and now I go to my destination. And as you can see, there's two things happening. There's a set of crosshairs. That's where I'm picking up from. And then there's the brush, and that's where I'm depositing. So you have to look at both the crosshairs and the brush and pay attention to where you're picking up and where you're putting it down. If you're not careful, you can select something and repeat it when you don't want to. So you have to make sure that you're constantly looking over at your source point in addition to your destination point. Now there's two ways to use the clone stamp tool. There's aligned and non-aligned. So I'm going to put a check and put it into the aligned mode, and I'm going to demonstrate that. I'm going to alt click, and you'll see that the brush and the source point are in lockstep. No matter where I click on the screen, the space between the source point and the crosshairs stay the same. I'm going to step backwards. And now I'm going to demonstrate non-aligned. So I'm going to uncheck the alignment button. I'm going to alt click. And now no matter where I click with the brush, click and let go, the original source point stays the same, right? So which is better? It really doesn't matter. Sometimes it's better to use this align. Sometimes it's better to use the non-align mode. It really depends on the type of cloning that you're doing. Now, what else can I do? Well, we were removing the face on the bank, but I could also copy this tree. So if I alt-click on the tree and then come over and start to paint, I can paint that tree down over on the right, okay? So that is a very good brief description of the clone stamp tool.